Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how our Feline influence map system works. This is both a part of the ultimate package and also a separate one if you want to buy it separately. The blue cylinders are trying to attack and defend at the same time. So sometimes they try to attack and sometimes they try to defend. And what they are using to see where, for example, players and other players are and the enemies are the influence maps. And an influence map is basically a structure which shows you roughly where each object is. So as you can see, the enemies are where the red parts are. And also we have one for players and another which adds both players and enemies to each other. So this is what they use to do not go close to each other and do not go close to enemies as well. And this is a gizmo that you can see in the game view and scene view both. So yeah, but how it works. Basically, to create an influence map, you attach the influence map component to a game object and say which resolution do you want and which width and height, and I want a 40 meter by 40 meter with a resolution of 1 meters, and I wanted to create an bake and I named it enemies. You can get the object basically with this name using the influence map collection class. I have one other for players, and I have an influence map view, which is an object which lets you combine other maps, which I told it to combine enemies with players, and it adds players to enemies but multiplies players by 0.5, so it has less effect. There are multiple operations like add and subtract, and the ones with strength can be multiplied. And they are normalized, inverse, other operations which you might need. You can change the gizmo colors, and here you can say if the gizmo should be drawn or not. And then the players, like they have a code, and the enemies have an influencer agent which basically puts their influence on the map. And it does it by like creating a stamp from an influence map template which has a radius and a curve which says how basically the circle which starts from their center to the radius values should change. To create the template, as usual, you basically do right click and then go to create army vice feline and then influence map template, and then you fill the template data with whatever you need. So basically you say maybe a template with a radius of 15 meters and whatever curve you need. For example, maybe it's a turret that cannot like influence, it's close by but can influence further away. And then other than that, we have a script in the players which basically searches for an influence map. And the search function, the way it works is that first we take the map using its name, and then what we do is that we do search for values which are greater than 0.5, and we start from our position with a radius of 20 meters, and if it finds something, returns true, and the position which it finds will be in this variable. We do not need to do anything with that, but this other one, which depending on if we are fleeing or attacking, either searches for greater or less than 0.7 with a bigger radius. The value of this one we need to convert from map position to world position, and we have the vice versa as well to convert positions from world position to map position, and then use it to move toward it or move toward it. Yeah. So map positions are integers and are 2D, so they have to be converted to world position and from. And mostly, like, that's it. There are other more advanced functionalities which you can read about in the documentation, like burst support, which we'll have another video for. Enjoy.